Hey guys, welcome to Flat Top King. Hey, today is all about smoked prime rib. We're going to put it all on a Pit Boss smoker. It's our holiday special. We're going to do it two ways. You guys stay tuned. So this is the deal. The family's coming over. I asked my big cousin Chad to step in. I get a lot of crap because I'm a Tennessee fan. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, our family is divided deeply. A lot of people don't know that. Let's be honest. I mean, nobody really roots for Florida.
Nobody.
Right?
No,
Nobody.
it's out of the question. It's
so
all right
out of
here.
the question. What do you have? LSU?
Yeah, we kicked their teeth in. So.
So it's hard for me to be a Tennessee fan when this is what I get. But I know I got a lot of Georgia love who comment on the channel that say, go Dogs.
That's right. Go Dogs.
So obviously our mascot's Smokey, so I feel that. I understand that.
Go Dogs.
Smokey. Yeah, I understand that.
That's a different kind of dog.
And it's only fitting. Elite. I mean, that's what it is. Either you're elite or you're not.
This is going to be a blast. So the idea is we waited this long to do a prime rib, right? And I think it's a great way to do it. We got a couple twists up our sleeves, as they say. Chad, explain to them your experience with prime rib.
Zero.
That's why he's here. A lot of times you guys see my wife on the other end when we do something like this, but I wanted to bring it from another perspective. Questions you might have that we can answer right on the spot. See the process. We've already got our Pit Boss smoker. Let me show you this right here. We've got it at 250.
Boy, we even have.
Oh, jeez.
Bam.
He snuck
Is
that
that
in
the
there.
cup I got? No, I got you. We've got our little smoke tube heating up right there. I'm just leave my grill open a little bit, see if we can't. Just a great way to incorporate just a little bit more flavor. So this is what I got. Here, sit on this side.
Yes, sir.
It's so cold outside. You're shivering. I saw that.
It's cold.
We have, it was melted butter, but I did that on purpose because, well, we have to melt it. Yeah.
It was melted.
It was melted. As you can see, we haven't been out here 15 minutes and it's already hardened up. All right, half a stick of butter to each. Okay. Typically I add mayonnaise, but you guys know I've been on this Wagyu beef fat lately. This is healthy. I know you're a healthy guy, right? So
Relative.
we're gonna kind of do like half and half.
And also, your wife forgot the mayonnaise.
Well, I'm glad you said that because that's one of the very few times that
I
they'll
admit
hear
to
that,
being
that
wrong.
you messed up. Go
And
and
it's
mix
on
that up.
camera. So, about how much did you say? Half a cup of beef tallow?
Yep.
And then half a stick of melted butter. Melted-ish.
Right. So the two flavor compounds we're going with today. This is why I had the butcher cut my whole roast in half, because two different flavor profiles, right? We have a big family over, thinking 25-ish people, something like that. So it's just one of those things where you kind of like pick and choose what you like, okay? And I'm also going to show you one thing that I think is probably important, and I would like to teach Chad this right here. Can you zoom in on this right here? Do you see how much interior fat we've got going on? This is called the cap, the ribeye cap, the spinalis.
Okay.
What's it called? Spinalis.
Spinalis?
Yeah, spinalis. You see how much intermuscular fat's in there?
Yes.
That's a beautiful cut of meat, okay? When you're going to the grocery store as a consumer, you have the option to look at what's available. You could have the same cut of meat for the same price and the same size, but different qualities, okay? So the more interior muscular fat you have, the better prime rib you're going to have, right? So you can have a very low grade choice, or you can have a higher grade choice of beef. But as the consumer, when you're looking at them, take a look at it. Don't just grab what's available. Come back the next day if you need to, but get that interior fat because it's going to reward you in the end.
And I think you can see it even better on this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So definitely don't get that Florida beef. Get that Georgia beef if you're a winner. And then if you can't find that, then get the Tennessee beef.
All right, you got yours mixed up?
I do.
Okay, you are going to be in charge of rubbing your own meat, okay? I want,
You know?
all right, what we like to teach is presentation side down to start with, okay? Because once you put it on the smoker, you don't want your top of the presentation side to be disturbed, okay? So we're just going to take a little bit of this. I'm going to work along with you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take this off now because we got it pointing across. All right.
You know what?
He is going to hang it in the background, though.
All I forgot about adding our stuff. I got too out of control. All right, a little bit of horseradish.
Okay.
I'm gonna say several tablespoons.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the equal amount of garlic. And then we're gonna add about a tablespoon of Dijon. And then we're gonna give it a mix. You can add Worcestershire sauce. I decided to omit that today because of the moisture. I want this fat to really, really help render out and crisp up. And then once yours is mixed up, we're gonna lightly start doing all sides.
So use a spatula?
Yep. And just gonna rub that mix all the way in. This is our binder, okay? You don't really have to worry about your ribs too much because remember, we're gonna take those off to serve them. Do you know what rendered beef fat is? The Wagyu beef fat?
I do not. Please explain.
Okay. Some people might not know, and I was hesitant to say it. Rendered beef fat is basically what we're just talking about, right? If fat is flavored, then this is the excess beef fat that they've taken out from when they do their trimmings and stuff like that. The Wagyu style, or the Wagyu rendered beef fat, is because it's a very, very, very high grade of beef, higher than prime. Okay? So you're getting the best of the best. Nothing that I would settle for less than for my family. You know, only the best.
Only the best. That's right. Nothing but winners.
While Chad's doing that, I'm going to strip off some rosemary. This stuff goes a long ways. It's very optional, but I just think it, you know, you've heard me speak before about like I don't like to finish my steaks with garlic and rosemary because it tastes roasty. Well, here we are, roast, right? This is one of the times where I really enjoy it. All right, I just made really quick work of that rosemary, just diced it up super fine. Since we have two roasts, I'm just going to split it in half. That's going to be Chad's and this is going to be mine, okay? Today we're going to use on this side a little bit of that. It's more like your Montreal steak seasoning, kind of like herbs, chunks of garlic, onion. You don't need a lot to go on the bone side. Remember, you're not going to eat this anyways, but it's great for stocks if you want to use it afterwards. So don't be scared to season it. Just don't go crazy. We're just going to use a light dusting of rosemary. And it's very, very, very important to hit your sides, okay? Let's move it over to here. Use your hand as a cradle and kind of use it as a glue. That's why we put that binder on there for that seasoning to stick. See that method right there? Can you see that?
Yep.
See that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to tell them though, we're doing 2 different prime ribs.
Yep. And what he's working on is going to be our Heath Riles garlic butter. What a great combination. Followed by that Creole butter. It's just a little bit of spice. It's not overpowering, and I think some of my family likes it like that. I mean, which one would you pick? If I bring these two out and you didn't know which one you're going to eat, and I said, hey, we got a Cajun Creole with garlic, you would pick that one.
Yes, sir.
So a lot of us kind of like similar flavor profiles. One advantage of having your butcher, which is very common, go ahead and cut your bones out of your prime rib, is the ability to cut your prime rib smaller, okay? If you're not used to carving meat, you would have to carve in between the bones. These bones have already been separated, and that's why we got the butcher twine back on there. So what we would do is once we're done cooking it, you guys will see that, we'll cut the twine, take the ribs out, and you're able to cut smaller portions, especially petite portions for people that didn't want a lot of prime rib. Tennessee's in the orange concentrated bowl.
Yep. Lots of orange.
Pulp free. So it looks like we worked out pretty good with the flavors, with the amount of butter and stuff. I like it. Ooh, that looks good.
Or like we say, ooh, doggy.
All right, same thing all the way around, 360. Now you can see why now you want to do your presentation side last, right? Because if you flipped it over now, it would all rub against your grate and you'd lose all that good seasoning. And then lastly on mine, the original Sure Shot Sid's gunpowder seasoning. It's one of my favorites. You guys know I'll use it a lot.
So you're seasoning pretty liberally.
Hey, it's a big chunk of meat. You know what they say about big meat? It can take big flavor, right? It's a big roast. Imagine how much you got to carve through it.
So it needs a lot of attention, big meat. Right?
It's a hands-on experience.
That's right. That's right.
Chad
Gotta
fits
take
right
care of
in
your
on this. Chad fits right in on this channel.
Yeah.
And just a light sprinkling of rosemary. You can obviously add as much or little as you like. I think little goes a long ways.
So now these are each about 10-pound prime ribs.
Yeah, 10 to 11 pounds.
Roast.
We had the whole roast cutting right in half. Yep. That's just good garlic butter. It's good all-purpose rub. All right, so what you want to do is hold with your left hand like a dam. And you want to sprinkle lightly on your hand and then pat it against the beef. So you want to start top, like about third.
And work down.
Yep. There you go. Touch it. There you go. Touch your meat. No, up against it. There you go. There you go. It's like
that's a big difference.
There you go. That's how you get the sides. That's perfect.
That's the tips. That's why you all tune in right here.
This is why I wanted to come over. A lot of people are like, why would you ever do it? I'm like, because it's, some people tell us, even with you, that it looks so easy, but when you have somebody else doing it, it's the little things that sometimes that matter.
Yep.
Tricks of the trade.
Your other side's good?
I could probably do it better now that I got a new skill set.
Now see, his is angled at a bottom angle. You notice how the beef is cut like this? So that'd be a good trick when you're doing it, because obviously if you sprinkle on top, it's just gonna fall right over. And you can go heavy on that as well. Heath don't mind.
And you do want to pat it as you season it, or even on the top.
I don't think. I mean, I think that's why you have the binder itself. Is the binder will allow it to stick. Obviously, it's so cold that our binder's starting to seize up.
Right.
All right, I kind of did an audible after talking to Chad and my wife. I decided that the flavors in my mind are just going to be so phenomenal. I wanted to keep the flavor, the juice, right? A good dipping sauce. So I just took a couple sheet pans, lined them with aluminum foil, and then set our racks right on top. I'm gonna add all those drippings, all that butter, the Wagyu beef fat is gonna drip off. We're gonna add a little bit of water so it doesn't burn. Just like that. We have our meat probes ready. We're gonna go right inside the roast. And we're looking at the internal temperature of about 110. At the 110 mark, we're gonna take everything back off, kick up our temperature to about 400 to 425, 450, and finish it off and get a nice caramelization on top. All right, so we're actually in the process of having a huge family get together. It's kind of Christmas time in the area and our family's getting together. That's why we're smoking the big prime ribs. What we're doing now is like every family get together, right? So some people wanted the prime ribs, some people didn't. I've got some huge fillets basically cut in half. I've seasoned them, half of them with my steak seasoning. The other half, do you guys know it? That Greek Cavenders, and then that Sid Sure Shot gunpowder. Yeah, Sure Shot Sids. Here's some chicken for the kids. Just marinated in your basic marinade, not a big deal. Just telling you how rampant and how crazy things happen when you have a family get together. I'm sure some of you guys can attest, and gals, it gets hectic. Here's my dad's salmon. He loves salmon, so I did a little bit of yummy yum on that. All right, we've got them out.
Right.
4 tough hours. It's not supposed to be that tough. As somebody that's never done a smoked prime rib, can you elaborate to the world what just happened?
So when we started, the internal meat was below freezing. It was like 26 degrees, right?
My fault.
So we knew we already had a challenge and what the temperature needed to be and how long it would be. So we ended up upping the temperature, and then we had to rotate between the conventional oven and then the smoker as well. Correct?
because 2.5 hours in, we had dropped 2 degrees.
Yeah. The inside was still frozen after 2.5 hours.
And it was dropping
And
drastically.
we thawed it for a long time, like days
So
in the fridge.
things happen, right?
So we call Omaha.
About 30 times.
Right.
Right. And the idea was basically to split the cooking energy between the pellet smoker and the oven.
Correct.
Okay? So the basis of this was you can pan it. Just have a way out of it. Like an audible in football.
Yep.
You see the defense is not going to give you what you want, so you try to find a way out of it.
That's right.
So that's what we did. So we're still on our time stamp of 5 p.m.
Right.
What we did not do is turn up the temperature at the very end because we had to turn up the temperature earlier. So let's just do a quick recap. 250, we thought it'd take about 4.5 hours. We quickly learned that was not going to be the case. So we hovered around 325 to 375 between the pellet smoker and the inside oven. When that happens, it caramelizes the outside a lot faster. So if you do that, there's no need to crank up that temperature at the very end to get your browning. It happens naturally. I added water to my pans and tried to keep as much juice as possible, but honestly, going back and forth, we lost a little bit just because of good old gravity and my unstable hands. With that, the most important thing I can tell you is internal temperature.
That's right.
We just talked about that. Internal temperature. Doesn't matter how you get there. 120 is 120.
Right. And I was worried about the external part getting more overcooked compared to the internal part, but that's not how it works, correct?
Could be. We won't know until we open this bad boy up. That's what's the beauty about it.
That's right. Okay.
All we know is we have about 30 people inside that were wanting to eat dinner at 5 o'clock, so we had to make it happen.
It's just adjusting on the fly, and that's what about. The most important thing is going to rest. So I'm going to do a couple other things. We're going to let the meat rest. We have to let that the natural juices redistribute it. We spent all that time, all the money, all the effort, all the going back and forth. The last thing you want to do is cut into this right now and ruin everything. A good 30 minutes, we're going to let it rest. That's going to be plenty of time to get the fillets cooked, the salmon cooked, and the chicken cooked. Right. And we're going to reveal the hoo-yah.
Boom, go dogs.
Oh, God. All right, guys, there you go. Talking about pressure. You don't see what's going on behind the camera. The whole family is behind the camera, so it's a little bit awkward. But
Yeah.
you feel a little bit different?
I feel great about it. I mean, it's like swagoo.
Yeah, that much.
Swagoo.
That's right.
All right. Do you have any idea which one's which?
I would think
I don't.
this one is the Cajun one. I don't know. I'm
Good.
guessing.
50-50?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. All right.
We mixed them up.
We did. I had to turn them so many times. Whoo! Just cut those strings.
Ooh.
Take that rib out.
All right.
All right. Moment of truth.
Yeah, let's go.
You may
I'm
cut
ready.
it?
I'm ready.
All right. Right in the middle or on the side?
In the middle.
It's a lot of pressure.
Ooh-wee.
Ding!
That is nice.
Oh my gosh.
That's nice.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that fat in there.
I mean, boing, 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 boing. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty pumped.
Juicy.
Looks juicy.
That's juicy.
You know, the good thing about cooking is you don't get to taste it till everybody else eats. There might not be enough.
May not be.
You want to open the other one? Shoot it for the camera? Beginner's luck. Oh, this feels like a good one.
Oh yeah, looks like it.
That feels like a good one.
Jumping.
What is that, a portion of one?
Look at that. Flip it around. It's like a heart, like being Valentine's Day.
Oh my gosh. All right, I can say it's worth it.
Oh yeah. Great adjustments.
Isn't that what cooking's all about? So let's
Apparently.
see what happens here. I'm going to try to take a shiver.
A shiver through.
This is his portion.
What is a shiver, honey? A sliver.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Hey,
The shiver, sliver, we
He's,
deliver.
Neil's got lots of people helping him with his vocabulary today.
Elite. Elite.
Hey, I think Chad got my bite now. We're not used to we're not used to having more than one mouth to feed.
I consider myself a 5-star recruit.
Absolutely.
Highly touted.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. If there was a 6-star, you get it.
All right, guys, that's our holiday special. Kind of smoked prime rib. We gave it a good go.
Yeah,
Things happen,
absolutely.
right? Just adjust on the fly. Hey, we have a membership program. It's just the join button down below. We thank each and every one of you for taking time to look at it. Last but not least, check us out on the Griddle Group on Facebook. It's where we talk about griddles, talk about mistakes, talk about what happens if. That's what we're here for. Just reach out to us. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends. From a Tennessee Volunteer to a
Go Dogs.
Peace.
Okay, we
God,
got
that is good.
lots of people to
Give me a
feed.
carving station to set up.